Magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ako si Jocelyn at ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ang mga kaganapan dito sa Amerika. Sa mga kababayan natin na green card holder, lagi po nating tandaan ang mga travel tips na ito. Unang-una, kailangan ang green card mo ay valid and unexpired. Pangalawa, dapat kung meron kang dalang passport ay mag-match ang name na ito sa iyong green card. Pareho po dapat na mag-match ang mga first name, middle name, at last name. Pangatlo, remove conditions sa card bago mag-travel. At pang-apat na kailangan aware ka rin kung meron kang criminal conviction or deportable offense kung babiyahe ka pabalik ng Amerika. Kung ikaw ay isang green card holder, pwede kang mag-travel outside of the US. Wala kang dapat ikabahala. Kung ikaw ay merong conviction or criminal conviction at ikaw ay magta-travel, ikaw ay dapat mag-ingat. Pero kung wala ka namang criminal conviction, ay huwag kang mabahala kung ikaw ay magta-travel abroad at hindi ka dapat hulihin. Meron tayong isang kababayan na nag-travel sa Pilipinas at isa siyang green card holder at kababalik niya lang sa Amerika noong June 15, 2025. Wala pong problema. Ang tinanong lang daw sa kanya ay, how long have you been gone? At ang sabi niya ay 3 weeks. At yun lang, kung wala ka namang mga kaso or criminal records ay walang problema. Anytime makakabalik ka sa Amerika. At tama po ito dahil ako ay nagbiyahe sa Pilipinas nitong July at wala namang problema sa ibang green card holders. Meron kang limitation kung ikaw ay magta-travel outside of the US at hindi ka pwedeng magstay abroad for more than 1 year dahil makoconsider na iyon na isang abandonment ng iyong legal permanent residency.
Anong document ang kailangan para makapagbiyahe? Kailangan lamang po ay inyong foreign passport or passport na kayo ay isang citizen. Halimbawa, less than 6 months ang pagstay nyo outside of USA, pwede pa rin matawag na abandonment lalong-lalo na kung wala kayong intensyon na gawing permanent home ang USA. So, tignan po ninyo ang mga criteria na ito para hindi po matawag na abandonment kung kayo ay bumiyahe outside of USA. So, ang general rule po ay kung kayo ay nawala sa USA at kayo ay bumiyahe at nagstay ng more than 1 year, pwede pong matawag na abandonment. So, may mga criteria po ito. Ano ang mga criteria ng abandonment kung ang travel ay less than 1 year? First, if you maintain US family ties and community ties. Pangalawa, kung nag-maintain ka ng US employment. Pangatlo, kung ikaw ay nag-file ng US income tax return as a resident. Pang-apat, kung nag-establish ka ba ng intensyon na bumalik sa Amerika as your permanent home. Also, kung nag-maintain ka ng US mailing address or nag-maintain ka ng US bank accounts or nagkaroon ka ng valid US driver's license or nag-maintain ka ng valid license or nag-own ka ng property or meron kang maintain na business at iba pang mga evidence.
Nang ma-elect si President Donald J. Trump, inisyu niya ang isang executive order at ito ay ang Protecting the American People Against Invasion. Sa executive order na ito ay merong expanded deportation grounds for green card holders. So, mas mahigpit na po ang mga rules pagdating sa mga green card holders dito sa Amerika. At titignan po ang iyong mga conviction or criminal conviction at pwede kang ma-deport kung ikaw ay ma-convict sa isang tinatawag na crime of moral turpitude or an aggravated felony. So either of these two ay pwede kang ma-deport. Ano-ano ang mga halimbawa ng crimes of moral turpitude? Wala pong nakadefine sa US immigration laws pero kadalasan po ay kung merong fraud, larceny at intent to harm persons or things. Kadalasan ang mga nade-detain sa airport ay yung merong conviction regarding drug abuse at driving under the influence. Mga halimbawa ng crimes of moral turpitude ay assault, failure to register, falsification of documents, misrepresentations, marriage fraud, smuggling, drug abuse, domestic violence, and driving under the influence. Yung crime of moral turpitude po ay kung nakomit ito during the first 5 years after admission to the US or kung dalawa or more na krimen of moral turpitude are committed. Kahit ang crime ay hindi kasama sa the same na criminal conduct, anytime after admission ay pwede pong maging dahilan para sa deportation. So karamihan po ng green card holder na nandito sa Amerika, ang mga deportable offense ay andito po sa tinatawag na crime of moral turpitude. Ang pangalawa pong crime na pwede pong reason for deportation ay ang tinatawag na aggravated felonies, which is different from criminal law. So, ibig sabihin po, may mga ibang offenses po katulad ng murder, rape, theft or violent crimes, drug or firearms trafficking, sexual abuse of a minor, child pornography, money laundering, or tax evasion involving more than 10,000, espionage, sabotage, treason, perjury, or terrorism.
So the people who are the most at risk in the immigration process, first and foremost, is obviously if you're not a U.S. citizen. So it doesn't matter if you're a resident or just a visa holder. You are at risk if you have some sort of criminal history. So if you're a green card holder, certain convictions make you removable, certain convictions do not. If you're here on a visa, however, and you have some sort of criminal history or arrest history, your risk is much higher because any arrest can technically revoke your visa. So it kind of varies, but that's the first level of risk, is the people that are here with some sort of criminal conviction. And then after that would be people who've overstayed their visas and they're no longer allowed to remain in the United States. They've been kind of flying under the radar. That's probably the next greatest risk group. So the US government can see your social media. So if your social media is public, as obviously they can see everything. They are going to be able to track your social media. They can track what you post, what you're commenting on, what you're liking. I've seen them go in so far to look at the Telegram message groups, to look at the WhatsApp groups. So they're going to be able to track that and see what you are engaging in. And it's the US government, so they just have to have what's called a reason to believe standard. So they don't have to prove you guilty by reasonable doubt, preponderance of evidence. None of that stuff matters. It's reason to believe. So if they have reason to believe that you're engaging in activity that is contrary to the interest of the United States or the safety of the United States, they can try to revoke your visa for that.
Salamat po sa pagsubaybay sa aking YouTube channel. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. At huwag niyo pong kalimutang i-like at i-subscribe ang aking YouTube channel. Salamat po. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.